research. Do a little research. Show some intelligence here. Show a little
Okay,
respect and some intelligence.
we are live. Yay.
Awesome.
All right. This is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories, and I'm here today with the one and only, the original John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I am doing great. Every day I get to talk to you is a blessing, and we can get the story out. The story that they don't want out.
Definitely
So
not.
it's wonderful. It's
Yep,
wonderful.
definitely
How are
not.
you doing, Sue?
I'm doing good. It's been busy, it's been exciting, and we're seeing things come out in the public eye like so fast. So exciting to see the truth getting out there.
It
We are, of
really
course,
is.
being censored as we speak because I can't see our video out there on the channel, but I'm just trusting that it is.
They love digging their own graves. That's my saying.
Yeah, yeah,
With
yeah.
all their lies, all their cover-ups, all their finger pointing at other people, their distractions and everything. When shit starts coming out about them, and then they start pointing their finger at somebody else to make their story less as big as it
Yeah,
is, and people really need to wake up.
yeah, yeah. So for those watching, I can't see comments, I can't see the video, and I'm really sorry. So it's not under my control, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we are live.
Okay, yay, we're live. And last time what we did,
Waking stories with the it just popped up on YouTube. So
awesome. Last time what you did is you recorded on Facebook as well at the same time.
under my control, but it is what it is. Okay, we're good. We're
Okay.
going.
All right. So do you want to record to Facebook as well? Facebook Live.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, as long as it's a double dip. We're double
Double
dipping.
dip. I did that with the ice cream last night. I
Yeah.
shouldn't be making those milkshakes, but I shouldn't be feeding the dog ice cream either because I heard it's
No,
not good. But he had a couple scoops.
it's not good for
Yeah, me and
everybody.
him indulged a little on some ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to do my normal thing, which is to show the books. The first one is what we base our conversation on. The book John wrote, Stolen Identity. It's available on Amazon. Okay. A fabulous book. Although the story is hard to hear, the book is super well written and really gives a very good background. And then the one by Mary Maxwell and John called The Historian's Tale, which adds more meat to the story. So a lot of information in here as well, a lot of great pictures as well. And then one thing I would recommend anyone new to this story is to watch a documentary called The Quiet Journey.tv. And you can see in the background, John has that documentary name on his background, The Quiet Journey.tv. So I will put those links in our description once we're done with the video. Okay. But this is a 1 hour documentary and it will just give you a quick overview of the story if you don't know it. All right. So what's new and exciting since we last talked, John?
Oh, not a whole lot. I've been working on the yard and just this and that, and trying to make videos and that kind of stuff. Just a lot of stuff in the news and reposting videos of
Yeah,
the corruption. I've been sharing how corrupt our government is for so long now,
right.
and not just the Trump deal. I'm talking about the whole. To me, the whole government needs to go. It's just one big run criminal organization.
And that's, I think, the crux of the problem. All right. So this is not a one and done story. Like your story is not the only one. There's so many other people out there with similar, not the exact same scenario, but similar experiences, similar lives. And they're afraid to come out. Their lives are threatened if they tell anything. And also, people
Uh,
don't believe them, or there's a big push with the media to squelch stories. So there's censorship, there's, you know, we've got all sorts of things happening to these people. It's important to get this out there so the public knows the real truth of what's been going on out there.
Yeah, I've been
Crucial.
manifesting for a church or a healing center where we can start getting organized on all this stuff. Actually was invited to a meeting today with one of Elvis's sons, and we were going to chat. But there's so many victims by our government, and they cover them all up.
Right.
When I came out with my story quite a few years ago, I was dying. I was actually on my deathbed, but I was like, people need to know my story. They really, really need to know what's the truth.
Right.
Everybody's being lied to. Our
Right.
government is a big crime ring that unalives people. So people are scared, basically. And I'll have to admit, I was one of those people. And I didn't think I would be alive 2 weeks after I started sharing my story. I was hoping it would go viral. And then if they killed me, at least my story would get out to the world. Uh, um, but here I am to this day, going marching forward each and every day with a
Yeah.
lot of lions
Yeah.
and the help of a lot of people to get it out.
Yeah. Well, think of it this way, though. Your story will be getting out there. So I'm affirming that right now. We will get the story out there. But think of it this way. When your story gets out to the mainstream, there's going to be two types of people. Those that are like, oh my golly, I didn't know things like that could have happened. And they're going to be wanting more information. They're going to want to know what's the truth is. Then there's the other group that's going to be the naysayers, the haters. Okay. Those are the ones that are watching these mini series and these, like all the junk that they're still putting out there to reinforce the programming that people are sucking up. They're the ones that watch the news and believe it. They're the ones that watch the headlines and believe what they're told without thinking, might there be an agenda here? You know, like, does anyone
Yeah,
on planet Earth believe the one bullet theory that we've been presented with the death of your father? Show of hands. Has anyone ever even accepted that? But the problem is, people didn't know what to do about it. Like, it doesn't even seem logical. What can they do?
yeah.
That's the issue.
Well, even at the quiet journey, my father's speech, saying, hey, he wants to expose the CIA. He wants to get rid of these secret societies that are running us. It's a new world order. People hear that, the new world order, all the time, but it's not for us. It's for these billionaires.
Yeah.
The new world order is to make us a communist country, to control all of us. So they own all the news media, Fox and everything. They own it. So we're all being programmed to their lies and what they want us to know. Nothing more, just what they want us to know.
Right.
They'll, like when I was replaced, the real John Kennedy Jr. was replaced. They murdered my loved ones. Um, they go with it, and they share. Oh, this is the real John Kennedy Jr. when it's not. But it's all a bunch of lies and programming to everybody. Then after so long, everybody believes. Yeah, I really didn't think that looked like little John Kennedy Jr. from before. I get a lot of those comments, but people just start believing it because it's what we are brainwashed by all the news and
Right.
all the shows. Larry King, the man that stole my identity, he was exposed on Larry King. What if your name was David? And David Quigley is the name that our government gave me. Um, but Larry King called him out. Then you have him on Oprah. And on Oprah, he was sitting like this. It showed me as a little kid on Oprah Winfrey with my big fat earlobe. And then they had him sitting there like this, where his ear was attached. People's ears don't change. Um, so it's huge what they put out there to make people believe their lies and what they've done to get away with it. That's cabal how they work. And I've been sharing that they're all cabal. They executed my father in broad daylight for the whole world to see. we had a new president in 30 minutes. I think it was only 30 minutes that the vice president was sworn in, and they've been taking over ever since. People's vote doesn't matter. They organized crime puts these people in place to run our country. That's the new world order, and we all need to wake up. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's
Yeah.
what I've been sharing. That we need to get rid of all of our people in our government and start fresh, a new way. And instead of having two candidates to vote for that are both placed by organized crime, you get a member of organized crime placed by the Democrats. I've known them. You get uh, a Republican in place. I've known them. They're all part of the cabal. Whether they're Republicans or Democrats, they're placed for you to go vote for. We need a system. Let's have some, anybody that says, I want to be president of the United States. We got computers in the age of computers now. Let's put 1,000 names, 10,000 names, 100,000 names on a computer. And when you go vote, you vote for anybody you want, anybody that you think can do the job. There's so many things we can do to fix what's going on, and they try to change things. There's so much that can be done about the homeless and the veterans and veteran suicide. There's so many, the drugs. There's so many things that we need to take care of, and they put things out there like they want to name things after Trump. Now they want to change uh, what is it? JFK Performing Arts Center. They want to change the name to Melania Trump. That's big news today. Um, and they're putting it to a vote. They're wasting time putting things like that to a vote. To yeah, well, why aren't they taking care of the real problems? Because they're all making money off of it. Whenever you have to ask why, like I'm asking why now, it's because of money. That's how I've solved so many um, unsolved crimes in my lifetime. It's because of the money. Why?
Right.
Why
Right.
was my mother killed? Why was my father killed? Why was my uncle killed? Why was money? They killed my sister. They killed my mother. They replaced them. They replaced me, and they stole billions of dollars doing it.
Right.
Why? Money and then power. Um, the
Yeah.
power is them being able to put presidents in place, and they do a very good job in organized crime using identity theft. And I can't stress it enough. Identity theft is the syndicate, mafia, our government crime rings, big money maker. They unalive people. They can shift money around in bank accounts. They can do real estate. Huge identity theft. They can steal a billionaire's identity and replace them with one of their members, and they're in for life. They can't, you know, once they're in in the mafia, in the syndicate, there's no getting out. It's a death sentence.
Right.
It is.
Right.
And that's one reason why I thought, I wouldn't live 2 weeks after I started sharing my story. But a lot of the people that were involved in my kidnapping and, you know, Ozzy Osbourne's dead. That's big news. If you listen to the song Mama, I'm Coming Home, I wrote that song. That song was stolen from me. I wrote that song in Canada when I was real young. But if you listen to the words and you hear me say, yeah, my mom, my sister, they were all unalived. And then, and then MK Ultra, listen to the words, you know, they had me hypnotized. That's the words for the song. That's MK Ultra. And I liked Ozzy. I really did. Even though he stole my music, um, my words to music, I should say, because I put a lot of words down on paper and then they became Ozzy Osbourne songs. I was at Ozzy Osbourne's concert, and I believe it was Oakland, when I was young. Um, I was even with Leonard Skinner. Um, Ronnie Van Zant had a hat band just like this that I made for the man. But they do crazy, crazy things, the cabal do. And they're Satanists. They believe that they can do this stuff. It gives them power. Um, let's kidnap John Kennedy. Let's replace John Kennedy. Let's steal billions of dollars from John Kennedy. But then again, let's use him. Let's do sex acts on him, and let's torture him. Just crazy stuff they do to get power. Let's steal his words and make him a song. Keep him in poverty, but we're going to make millions and millions of dollars off of him and his family. But we're going to put it right out there for the whole world to see. That's the cabal.
Right, right. So could there be a possibility that Ozzy didn't know that you had written the words that we talked about it that Jerry's brother John knew Ozzy. Maybe John took him these words, your notebook or whatever, and said, "Wow, these are great." And then they just created the song there and didn't know it was you.
That could be. I met Ozzy a couple times, but I was under MK Ultra even later in my life,
Yeah.
and like I say, I like the guy. I like his music. I listen to it all the time, even knowing what happened. Um, but somebody told me once, and I don't know if it's true or not. I really don't. But he was doing an interview with someone, and somebody asked him who writes your music, and in the comment he said John Kennedy does. He put that out there, but that's just what somebody had told me. So it's just hearsay.
Yeah, yeah.
I maybe I could find the interview that he said that,
Wow, that
and
would be cool.
that would be cool if I could.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, there's a few songs that
yeah.
have my words in them from Ozzy.
That would be super interesting. So if anyone that's watching this wants to look around for that interview, it would be great. And again, we don't know the circumstances. Maybe this John gave him John Van Dyke gave him the words and said, "Well, John Kennedy wrote this," and they never thought about the money part. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Um,
interesting.
yeah, they even took me to the set of when Ozzy was with Black Sabbath, and they did the music video War Pigs. When I say our government and our countries have been taken over, the cabal put the best video ever to explain how our government is doing us is the video War Pigs. Um, Actually, I believe they put some of my story in there where it shows our government in power looking over the people. The people are just like robot slaves working for that government. But then they put in the little girl where her family was killed, and she's lying there with her family member killed. And then it shows the government. It's almost like kind of like my story was put in there of what they did to John Kennedy. But yeah, it's a great video to watch and see what the cabal will do to share it with you while they're making millions of dollars doing that.
Wow. Okay. I don't know that I've seen the video, but it sounds like it does describe what's happening, right?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. It shows, it's called War Pigs. It shows the bomber planes flying over, and then it shows people being in prison camps and actually like in a big prison manufacturing things, all in prison uniforms, and then it shows the government, um, who's looking down on all this as it's
Right.
going on.
Right.
It's a good example of how they put it right there in your face.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to look that up later. So that's interesting to know. Um, so yeah, so there could be a reason that he used your lyrics without compensation that we don't know about. We don't know how that situation happened, but
Yeah,
it would have been
I
nice.
don't.
Maybe the money was given and taken from you too. You know what I mean? Like you said one time Wayne had shown you a box of checks that made out to you that were uncashed.
Yeah,
Like, why did
had
they
my
give you
name.
the money? Why?
I don't know. That was during the Clinton administration.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went into this office and there was a box sitting on there, and they were White House payroll checks to David Quigley, and there was a bunch of them, and they were all filled out, but none of them had been cashed. just a box full of checks with my name on it. And, here I was living in poverty. And I'm like, how come they put me under MK Ultra? MK Ultra is such a powerful mind control tool that they can put you under MK Ultra. You can be a slave for life and not even know you're being a slave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Why do you think that you got White House checks? Like that's like what would have been the reason, the logic there?
one of it could have been I was on Secret Service detail.
Ah,
See, that's how they keep secrets from people. If you don't know, you can't tell. So when they had me under MK Ultra, I had all the Black Ops training, all the Secret Service training. They trained me to die for the President of the United States, to take a bullet. If there was ever, um, you know, they taught me, they trained me, but it was all under MK
yeah,
Ultra when
yeah,
they did this. And like I said, when you see a Trump photo after his assassination attempt of him going like this, trust me, people, it's all bullshit.
yeah,
From what I know, from being John Kennedy Jr., from what I've learned about photo ops and how they use photo ops to get free publicity on every news channel all around the world, and people died for that photo op. People were actually killed so Donald Trump could make the news day after day after day on all the news channels right before the election. That's how they do it. And people on Facebook and they have photos of that photo
yeah,
op where he's holding his fist up. That would have never happened
right.
if there was an active shooter there. The Secret Service, the way the Secret Service are trained, you would have never seen Donald Trump. They would have totally hit him out. They wouldn't, and this is Hollywood, where Hollywood is involved, because Hollywood is a big part of putting the president in place and doing what they do with the Secret Service.
Yeah, yeah,
They're just standing there allowing him to do the photo op. Never would have happened ever
right.
in an active shooter when that if I was there, I would have had my body covering his and saying, "How can we get him out of here safely?" But even that should have been already planned. If something happens while he's on
Right,
stage, they
right.
should have already talked about it and said, "Okay, the stairs are over here. We'll drag him over here, or this kind of thing." But it was one big photo op, and people don't get what I'm saying. So many people don't get it, but it's so true. It's so
We
and
re They recently brought out a video, let's say it was maybe 3 days ago, of they showed the angle of the stage from like the back side. And they literally, when that was happening, they brought all the photographers up toward the front of the stage so that they could see it and get video of it.
I didn't know that, but yeah,
Yeah, that's out
that's
there.
what I just is photo op.
Photo
Get it,
op.
get it in there.
Yeah.
And with that said, I know a lot of people don't want to say, tell me, don't say that that's a photo op of you. But when I did the salute at 3, think about a 3-year-old kid. Think about a 3-year-old kid when his father's dead going down the road. He doesn't even know what a salute is. So for hours before that, they taught me to salute.
Yeah.
They taught me for hours and hours till I got it right. They told me we're going to nudge you at the right time where you salute. It was a big photo op. So I know what photo ops are and how they did it. They wanted to bring little John Kennedy Jr. up for saluting his father. That picture is famous. It really is. But I'm sorry, people. The truth is the truth. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. That was a photo op. Me going doing the salute was a photo op.
Right.
I hate to disappoint all the John Kennedy Jr. lovers out there that believe this little 3-year-old knew how to salute. And at the same time, his father went by in a casket. Yeah, no, it was
Right.
pre-planned. I was told when, how, and to do it.
Right.
And when I seen Donald Trump raising his fist up in the air, how can you not see it after somebody tells you that that was a photo op? I don't know, but people really need to wake up and hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Stop all the hating of me. And I'm here for one reason, and that's to make this country a better place for the children. I don't plan on living forever. I can't stress that enough. But I want my story out to the masses, to the world of what I know, what I've learned, and share it that, hey, it's a criminal organization in our government. And I get so much hate for that.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't badmouth Donald fucking Trump. Well, not only am I bad mouthing Donald Trump, I'm bad mouthing the whole system, the whole cabal organized crime system that placed Donald Trump in power.
Right. I think Trump is one of the sorest spots about this story. People either hate Trump or they love him. I presume most people that would watch this video love Trump, but they get mad when we talk about how he's not even the real one out there, right? They don't like it one bit. So all I
Oh,
could say to them is, okay, just put that on hold for a little bit. Listen to the story and keep looking. Keep watching the show that's going on out there. It's going to get super interesting very soon. Yeah.
let me talk to Facebook real quick here.
Okay. Okay.
Facebook, please, let's get a viral video. Follow me, share me, and I gotta go. But love you all for what you all are doing. Thanks for joining. Peace. Oh, watch us on Sue. We're still going on YouTube. So reading all the wicked stories. All love, people.
Yeah, don't forget me.
Robin,
Yeah.
answer this phone call. I think it's for you.
Okay.
Just go back to my phone messages and you see who just called twice.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They always have to call when you're on a live video, right?
Yeah, isn't that funny how that works?
Always. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we just talked about the photo ops. We've talked about Azie dying. I think it was yesterday, the day before. We don't know what the circumstances of your lyrics was. We talked about, really, photo ops, and they're
You
out.
know,
They're
I
iconic photos,
I have
right?
known so many people that have passed away, and a lot of people that I've mentioned in my book. I mentioned Ozzy in my book. Now he's gone.
Yeah.
I mentioned Don Laughlin of Laughlin, Nevada, the big casino mob boss of Nevada
Mhm.
here. Now he died 2 weeks after my book was published. But I've had quite a few friends pass away. Even my son passed away. Um, People quit dying on me.
Yeah.
Um, I want to get my story out so we can all see justice.
Right. Right. And so, we get maybe 3 or 4 questions every single time we do a video. The Boston accent, the DNA thing, we've already talked about them ad nauseum. And then they ask about why it took so long for you to get the story out there. That's an important question. So the answer is he thought he was dying. He had been threatened that if he ever talked, he would be killed. And then you thought you were dying. So you were like, okay, time to get this out. Right?
That was about it.
Guess what? You're still here. And we're getting the story out there.
Yeah, we are marching forward, getting the
Yep.
truth out. So
Yep.
that's awesome. That is so awesome.
Right. Right.
And it's
So
all because of the Lions and people like you and people like Dee and Shannon.
yeah.
Gosh, bless you guys.
Great people.
Dee helped me with all this and the quiet journey,
Yeah.
and she's blessed me so much. And Shannon sent me a big banner, the quiet journey, and sent me this T-shirt that
Yeah.
says "Here comes the sun," and she's going to Dallas every Saturday and handing out. She's handed out 1,200 of these to people walking down the street.
Yep. Yep.
1,200 of these, which is awesome. I wish somebody would go back her up. Maybe someday we'll have more lions out there, get the story out where somebody would say, I'll be glad to go with Shannon and share. She just had a great big huge poster made to take with her. She's got a wonderful she made a video of the setup, the storyboards that she shares with
Yeah.
people, and I reposted that on Facebook, and I think it was close to 100,000 views already. which is awesome.
Wow,
We're
that's
getting the
awesome.
story. We're getting the story out. Robin made a video that's pinned to my Facebook page. Yesterday morning, I said you got to share that with me so I can share it. So Robin made a video. I shared it on my page, and in 2 days we've hit 78,000 views
Oh, that's amazing.
in 2 days. So yeah, it's all worth it getting the story out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe myself I would have been killed instantly by trying to share. You know, Bill Clinton was president. Then you had Obama president. These people are run by the cabal and they have the power to unalive you. And they tried. I believe it was Bill Clinton that tried to kill me and John John. They ended up killing John John, the one the whole world knew, his wife and sister. Yeah, that was a murder. But I was there. I survived. And did you get that taken care of?
Yes, dear.
Okay, cool.
Well, oh, just anyways, yeah, they have tried repeatedly to kill you. So
Oh
I
yeah,
guess
it was crazy. Um, After my son was born, the green light came on. Because if I had any funds, and you got to remember, it's all about money. But in 1988, when my son was born, they went all out trying to kill me because he was alive. He was the next heir for the cabal to steal from. So they were trying to kill me left and right. I was in hiding. I wouldn't tell anybody where I was going. I was sleeping in my car. I was sleeping under bridges, motels. Even though I would check into a motel, I was so fucking paranoid that they were going to come in and kill me. I'd check back out and go sleep in the woods after I paid for a motel. But I wouldn't bring them back the key because then they knew if I brought them the key and checked out, then they wouldn't know I was in there. So I'd be in the woods
right.
and I'd be watching that door to see who came up to the door. Um, I was sleeping in the woods one time and I had a camper trailer and I watched two guys with guns go through the barbed wire fence and start walking towards my door until I cocked my sawed off 12 gauge and said, "You guys want to go home?"
Wow.
Crazy, a lot of attempts. I was standing in front of my house and I was doing some work. I like to work. I'm not a lazy person, but I was standing in front of the trailer house and I was building a fence. It was a nice wooden cedar fence. I had the archway out front, and somebody took a shot at me that grazed my cheek. And it was a sniper. I couldn't tell who it was. And if you don't think that's a mind fuck, people, try having somebody you try to kill you and you don't know who it is.
Right.
That was very emotional for me. I was trying to figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. And it is post traumatic stress disorder causing events. It really is.
Right.
And then from being poisoned, you know, when I was raised in the cowboy movies and on the sets, and they'll tell you, don't shoot nobody in the back, don't be a backstabber. You know, they tell you that, and then it's the same people that tell you that they're the ones putting poison in your coffee. Poisoning somebody is about the lowest and the lowest you can get because being poisoned is not good. It really ain't.
So, all right, can I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
rambling.
no, no. You've talked about when you were a truck driver or whenever, doesn't even matter when, you would pay for a motel and not check in. You'd either sleep in the truck or in the bushes or woods or whatever. You have seen people try to enter your room multiple times.
Yeah, Max Quigley set me up. Um, my brother Max tried to have me killed. I don't even remember at the time what he did. There were so many attempts. But Max Quigley said, "Let's go get a motel," and he checked us into a motel. And I don't know what it was, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I was been up for days thinking people are trying to kill me. And he said, "I got to go check on Max Jr. and make sure he's okay." After he checked us into this motel, that was in
Right.
Madera, California.
Okay.
Um, so I said, please lock the door. Please. I would feel safer if you locked the door. So he left, and I was laying in bed, and I'm like, I'm John Kennedy Jr., and I got to double check everything anymore. So I went over, and not only was the door unlocked, it was left open a smidge. And I just went, that motherfucker's trying to kill me too. So I said, okay, this is fucked up. Now back again. I put on my clothes. I had a 38 special in my waistband. I said, I got to get the fuck out of here. They're coming for me. I said, I'm going to go sit at the restaurant and order me some food because I could keep an eye on the motel door to see who went in there at the restaurant. So I went into the restaurant. I ordered some ham and eggs or whatever it was. I usually like chicken fried steak. But yeah, I was sitting there, and two booths over, there was two biker-looking men, and I don't think they realized I was in there sitting two booths away, but I heard them talking about me. And this was right after I just placed my order. So I found the two guys in the restaurant that were waiting to go over to the room, I believe. So I put a 20 down on the table because I ordered the food already. I didn't get to eat it. It didn't even get to me, but I left the money to pay for the dinner. I walked over right in front of these two biker looking dudes that had just been talking about me. And I showed them I had a 38. And I made some fucking comment. I know they saw my pistol because I pulled my shirt back where they could see it, like I was getting ready to draw on them. And I don't remember. I usually say a smart ass comment. But yeah, I did that, and I don't know what the comment was. I don't think fuck around and find out was even out then, but it was something like that. And I said, fuck. So I walked out without even eating, paying for a meal I didn't get. That's how my life was. And I said, Wayne's took me to Walmart all the fucking time. Walmart's open 24 hours. So I walked as fast as I could in the shadows to Walmart. And I walked around to the back where the discount place is. And I just wandered around like I was a shopper till the sun came up. And I don't remember what I did after that. But I was, I was thinking, Walmart's got cameras and it's a good security. Um, Even though the cabal runs Walmart, I thought it was a good place to go hide out. And that's what I did for hours, pushing a shopping cart around without any money to buy anything. I think I gave the waitress the last money I had in my wallet.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, that's a good example.
And that's happened to you time after time after time, that kind of stuff.
All the time, something like that was going on. All the time.
Why do you think
Um,
did he want you dead because of money, or like was there another reason, do you think?
um, Actually, I believe that instance was somebody in the Hells Angels selling me out and wanting to blackmail them or take power or something like that.
Okay.
I love my brothers with the Hells Angels, but you get one or two that sell you out over money.
Yeah. I guess it happens everywhere.
Yeah, it's the whole world.
Yeah.
You offer somebody nice things and money and a position in the cabal to make more money.
Yeah.
And they're willing to unalive somebody for that.
Right.
There's a lot of people out there.
And you just told us of a story where you were in a camper trailer out in the woods, like, and these guys like basically climbed over the fence and they had guns. They were going to come into your camper and presumably kill you. But
But
you,
yeah, I made it a point. I had my camper on the property, but that's how I lived my life. I
yeah,
lived my life planning ahead. So I had a camper trailer there. Yeah, I had a bed and running water. But what did I do? I went right over in the woods under the bushes and put my sleeping bag just to see. And yeah, I had a shotgun and a pistol and every other thing. But I saw these people come through the fence. I knew who they were. And it was like they had weapons. Why are people with weapons coming through a barbed wire fence and walking up to my trailer at 3 o'clock in the morning unless it was to kill me? So yeah, I made sure that they knew if they didn't turn around and go home, they were gonna fucking die. So I cocked a shell, even though there was probably a shell in there, but I wanted to make some noise.
Right.
And I don't like being put in a position where I got to take somebody's life. If you've ever been there, your heart starts racing a million miles an hour, and you think, I got to take somebody's life if the situation
Right.
doesn't play out. And a gunfight can happen so fucking fast.
Yeah.
So I was just like trying to get rid of the situation. So I let them know, hey, you're going to fucking die in 2 minutes if you don't turn around. And that's exactly what they did.
Right. Okay.
But they
Wow.
didn't expect me to be sleeping in it, you know.
Yeah. So you knew for some reason you just had that sense.
Yeah.
Which is
And I
really
think
cool.
God has given me that sense. Like,
Yeah.
you know, a really soft bed would be really, really nice right now. But staying alive would be a little bit better. So I'm going to go sleep in the fucking woods.
Yep. So after that event, did you move your camper to another location?
No, no.
Mm.
Well, eventually I did, but
Yeah. Okay.
I think I just ended up selling it so I could make a couple 100,000 and I mean, a couple thousand, couple hundred
Yeah.
thousand. That would be sweet. No,
Yeah.
I think you know, I think I paid 5,000 for it, sold it for 2,000. That's the story of my life, just so I could get the hell out of there. Now that I'm thinking about that, that's what happened.
Yep. Okay.
It's like, hey, these people are coming to me to try to kill me. So yeah, I believe I put it up for sale and gave it away just so I could have some cash in my pocket to keep going.
Right. I don't have the number in my head right now, but I was counting the number of stories that you've told us where you've almost been killed, and it's shocking. Shocking. So next time I will have that number for you because I don't have it in my head right now, but it's crazy. Crazy.
Thank
Like
God I'm
actively
alive.
trying to kill him. Shocking.
Yeah. And what about the ones I don't know about?
Yeah. The ones that didn't
I
succeed.
mean, I'm sure there could have been more attempts where you know, but I've learned so much in how these people operate.
Yeah.
I really have. Our government, our Secret Service, and our FBI, they're murderers. They got a crime thing going, and they have the power to unalive and steal, and
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to share that. I'm just trying to share my life experiences of what they have done to me, and I get so much hate over that. I really do for just trying to share the truth. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It really is. And
Wow.
I can't change ignorant. I can't.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they're really programming people. So even now, they're still creating, like you'll go to like an airport, for example, there's a rack of magazines and they've all got like, you know, John Jr., John Sr. pictures on them, reinforcing the story again. There's specials coming out on TV. Remember, we talked about that last time, reinforcing the story so that it's in our brain that that was John Jr., not the one
Oh,
we're
they're still doing it. You know, I'm pushing my
still doing
story
it.
out so hard. People say, "Why are you on Facebook?" I'm on Facebook because it's a platform where I can share.
Yeah.
And last month I got 2 million views. That's 2 million people that could hear my story.
Yeah.
So I'll do what I can. Why aren't I? People ask me, why aren't you on Fox News and CNN and all these other things? I just told you they own them. They don't want my story out, so they do things to hinder it. They'll do things to make a movie of John Jr. or Maria Callas or any of these other criminals that I'm exposing. Hey, this is a syndicate. That's the mafia. They
Yeah.
stole from me. They killed my loved ones, and they're still putting it out there to discredit me and cover my story up. I'm screaming, people. I'm screaming.
Yeah. Yeah. So for those who want to know, well, why don't you ask Fox News why they don't have him on? Or any of the other intel providers? Why don't they have him
Yeah.
on? Why not?
And why don't you go to Fox News and ask Sean Hannity of Fox News how come you don't put out the story of the real John Kennedy, and you're still, that John Kennedy Jr. was fake, but he took the money. That's how they work. I went to school with Sean Hannity. We were like buddies, but buddies don't mean things in a fucked up world like we live in. There's
It would be
backstabbers, there's sellouts, and he's one of them.
it'd be a quick career killer for him because he was put where he is, just like other
Yeah.
people put where they are. Like,
And now he sponsors Donald Trump, Trump. This is, that's Fox News. And I'm telling you, they're bought out, they're sold. We live in a regime now, and all these big businesses support people like Donald Trump. And I'm saying, hey, Donald Trump is the cabal at the highest level. They all are. The Democrats and the Republicans, they all are the cabal. But that's what they do.
yep,
And
yep.
they're not going to share my story because I just said they're criminals. Why would they want to expose themselves for being criminals?
Well, I must tell you that in the past year and a half, 2 years, whatever we've been talking, I've learned a great deal about how and why they operate that I would never have known before. Okay. So I just lived my life knowing that there's corruption out there, but not knowing the particulars. Why would they do that? How are they doing it? I know so much more now than I do. Now I'm spotting it proactively. Yeah.
Um, Share this real quick, but I had somebody send me this beautiful bracelet the other day. It's a sterling silver, nice bracelet. But in their letter, they said, John, can you please work with me on the barter system? I really want some of your buttons. So I'll trade you this bracelet for some of your buttons. And I've lived on the barter system my whole life.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
how that is. So I was like, wow, I can relate to this guy. So yeah, I sent him a side book, I sent him a pennant, and I sent him some buttons, and I said, thanks for the deal.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, and I
So
want
if
to
you people want to barter, hit me up.
yeah,
I love barter.
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you all for watching this, sharing it, making the videos, the social media posts. My one request is that everyone share John's website, the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. And on that
Real.
website, there is a shop button and there's a donate button. So the pendants are available, as are t-shirts and hoodies. And now that helps to support John and his living expenses. You know, I joked about your lavish lifestyle. Like now you have a hot water heater and you have a kitchen sink and now you have air conditioning.
Oh yeah. I've
Joking.
been blessed. Daddy's blessing me. These people have, I mean, look at this nice studio to get my story out. I've never been blessed. There's a gal that's been blessing me. And I even told Robin, I said, she has blessed me more than anyone. What can I do for her? And Robin said, what about me? Because
Well,
Robin came here a little over a year ago, and she blessed me too big time. But a big thanks to this lady. She knows who she is.
yeah.
And yeah, it's so great not to be walking down the street looking for change on the ground like I used to.
Yeah.
Um, it, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you all for everything you guys have done.
Robin knows she's in for unusual experience. But
Yeah,
she's
she, she
listening. Yeah.
she was on the internet today, and she always gets pissed off. Look at these people. What do they do? What about the DMV fees? That's fucking crazy. I just had to pay $200 for a year registration on the car, and I'm like, hey, Robin, just think when you're the first lady, Robin Kennedy, you can fix all that shit.
Yeah. Okay. So so basically, thank you all for supporting John and doing what you're doing. Please share his website around. If you're new, go to the website and there's a lot of great content there, but you can buy John's Healing Pendant, which supports him, the books, which, again, tell the story. and then there's hoodies and t-shirts, and just tell people about this story. This is a big deal. This is a huge
Yeah,
deal.
if
Yeah,
people buy the books and the pennant, um, it helps me so much.
yeah,
And it's history. It's showing your support to get the
yep,
truth out. And you might even get a thank you card and some buttons or something
yep,
special from
yep,
me.
yep.
So it's all love.
Awesome. It's
Believe it.
awesome. Yeah. So the big, I guess we'll call it the big news or what's happening out in the world today that we were talking about before we signed on is that they might rename the John F. Kennedy Performing Arts Center to the Melania Trump Performing Arts Center. And I'm like when John told me about that, I'm like, why would they go about that? Like that seems so self-serving and weird. But
Yeah, they got better things to do than change names on stuff. But
yeah, it's
I
interesting.
saw that video from Fox News pop up on my Facebook, and I saw that, and right away I saw somebody comment, one of my lions comment, "Why don't you expose what's really going on, like the real, John Kennedy Jr. and how they
Yeah,
replaced his name to David Quigley." So yeah, it's great when people pop in and
yeah,
comment, "Please don't stop, help."
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
And like I
it's
said, I've seen clips where other intel providers say, well, we think John F. Kennedy Jr. is still alive and he's going by this name. Why don't you freaking contact him and have him on your show? But they don't. So
yeah.
we're plugging away, people.
I still get comments. I lived it. I know how they, and I get comments. How come this and Q movement and everything's going to change when John Jr. comes back, and I'm back, people. The
Yeah,
one you knew is dead, long gone, dead. He ain't coming back. I'm here, and I'm sharing the story that John Kennedy Jr. is back,
right,
and
right.
people can't fathom it. That they've been believing the shit they've been told for so long, and
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, there's still, you go to the airport magazine rack, it's shocking this, like I took photos of the magazine rack once and sent to somebody. I said, look at these stories are still out there about your parents, okay? They're still promoting the BS stories they want us to believe. Years later, they're doing the same with your family as well, reinforcing to every generation this is what happened. And we know that's not true, but the other people don't. So I'm not saying you need to shove this story down anyone's throat, but it really, most people want the truth, I would think. I gotta imagine they want the truth. They're afraid because they don't know how to handle it, though. They don't know what to do with it once they learn it.
well, I know by my own experience, when I believe something just because I've heard it over and over and over again, when I believe it and feel comfortable with it, and then all of a sudden I realize that belief was wrong. It's really
Yeah,
hard to admit it in your
yeah,
in your soul.
yeah.
That's what needs to happen to the world is you need to realize and wake up and say that was all bullshit.
Right, right.
I believed it was all, and it's mentally.
Yeah,
I know with me anyway, it's
yeah.
hard. So yeah, man up, people.
Yep. I'm getting better because, like 15, 20 years ago, somebody would tell me something. I'm, oh, no, 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 that's not true. Oh, maybe like for 5 people, but not, no, not for, oh my golly. And I know more, but there's so much more to know. But I notice that as I learn these things, I accept them better. Like I can see it more quickly out there than I used to. I'm more open to it. That's all. So just got to have open minds. That's all. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying to believe anything anyone says right off the get go. You need
Oh,
to do
it's
your research. You have to use discernment. You
don't
feel it. But
don't
this,
believe anything you hear and nothing that you see.
yeah, this is a
And
huge
with
story.
AI that's out there now, there's so many lies being posted.
Yeah,
Just go with your gut. Just go
yeah,
with you know.
yeah. I told everybody a couple of weeks ago I got kicked off of AI. I tried two systems. I put a couple paragraphs I had written about you through AI. Oh my God, it like you could see the smoke coming out of its ears. I got banned.
Oh no.
I did. And I don't care. I think it's funny. But see, AI has an agenda, like these systems. Unless you're doing something completely generic, they have an agenda and they're there to sway the popular opinion. So they'll write your report as long as it fits into the agenda that they've got, the story that they're promoting. If it differs, boop, you're out.
Yeah.
Funny.
And a lot of them support certain different people. So if you talk about those people, you're off.
Exactly.
Just like TikTok in my book.
Yeah.
If you hold my book up on TikTok,
Yep.
I hate to tell you, but you're probably going to get banned
Yep.
because the truth hurts. And obviously, I'm exposing some of them people.
Yeah.
So they
You
don't
don't
want
want
my
it out
story
there.
out.
Yep. Yep. Well, it sounds like we're at a good spot for today. I want to thank everyone for watching and getting the story out there and doing what they do. And I thank you so much, John, for your time, your persistence, your efforts in getting the story out there. It's crucial to unblocking all the stuff that's coming behind you.
Thank you, Sue, so
Yeah.
very much. If I could say this on Facebook, if you go to the Quiet Journey and watch the 1 hour, 1 minute, and 11 second video, you can go to Facebook and share on Facebook. A lot of lions are on Facebook, and we're getting last 28 days. It said I had 2 million views on my videos. So if you guys on Facebook can make a video, but make it a reel because you'll get thousands of views if you make a reel. But not only make a reel, make sure you put your hashtag in there and make sure you put your hashtag everyone, hashtag
Yep.
followers, and put the at symbol in there to highlight to the followers. And let's blow up Facebook. Let's
Yeah.
get millions and millions and millions of views. Like I said, 28 days, 2 million. So we're
Crazy
working on
awesome.
something. Yeah.
Crazy awesome. Awesome news.
Yeah,
And thank you.
Robin made that video, made a video yesterday morning, and I pinned it to the top of my page on Facebook, and
Yeah.
it just hit, what did we say, 78,000 views in 24 hours.
It's a big
So
number. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Awesome
huge.
news. Awesome news.
That's huge.
So thank you all for helping in whatever way you're able to. And for the new viewers, thank you for watching. Thank you, John, for your
Thank you, Sue.
persistence.
Thank you, everybody. Love you all.